Good evening, everyone. This is gonna be awkward. So, I think I'm gonna title this video "Why I Hate Myself." So, yeah, I don't hate myself anymore, or at least I'm trying not to. And I'll just give y'all a list of reasons why I hate myself or hated myself, and how that affected me. So, I guess we'll start way back. So growing up, I was a pretty normal kid. I felt like a normal kid. I like to eat, so that's what I did a lot. I ate a lot, and for a while it didn't catch up to me because I would do soccer, I would do basketball and all that. And then I distinctly remember when I was in 3rd grade, that's when it got really bad. And I remember my friends on the soccer team commenting on it. They were like, "You're a fatso, you're so fat." I remember being like laughing it off in the moment, but when I got home, I cried to my mom about it, and I told her I want to quit soccer. I don't want to do soccer anymore, and that's what I did. I quit, and that also led to something else, a habit of quitting, I would say. So, if you don't know me, I've done pretty much every sport: soccer, basketball, football, baseball. I think the only one I haven't done is tennis, but I did badminton too. But basically, all these sports I would join, I would, work semi-hard, not really putting as much effort as I should. And then when it got too hard, I would quit. So I was fat, I was a quitter, and then maybe 5th grade, 6th grade, like the usual, what everyone does. I'd look up half naked women on my mom's phone. Like, that was legit the search, half naked women, and I felt arousal from it. So, and then it just led down a path of becoming a gooner, basically. So I was a fat quitter gooner, and that was all of middle school. I watched anime, which didn't help. I was good at school, which meant I didn't have to try, which came back to bite me in the ass. And I'm about to sneeze. No, we're good. So, freshman year, I'm doing my stuff, freshman year of high school. And I think that's when I started getting bullied for real. Like, freshman year, I remember, like, Spanish class, people would pick on me and stuff. Or actually, no, it was in middle school. So I felt really bad about myself because I was like, I'm getting bullied. What they're saying must be true about me as a person. I'm a fat loser who watches anime, and that's all I ever thought about myself until maybe junior year. And so all throughout that time, like, I never told anybody how I felt inside. It just was what's happening. I was getting bullied. I would go to my friends and act like I was fine. We'd have fun. And yeah, it was just a cycle of feeling better when I'm hanging out with my friends, but also like hiding the truth. And I guess that's a fourth thing. I'm a liar. So I'm a fat kid who quits at everything he does, who lies a lot, and I was getting bullied. So I was reading this book. There's this like a philosophical book. It really struck me. Like, nobody wants to kill themselves. That's what the book said. Nobody wants to kill themselves, but they think the people around them want to. And I was like, it just struck me. In that junior year, I read that book, and I was like, oh, that's why I felt I wasn't doing it for myself. Because I really did plan on like not making it. So yeah, I felt really bad, really suicidal. And then I realized I have all these people who love me. There's no way I can do this. And that's when I stopped thinking that anytime I would get in that headspace, I'd veer clear of it. So we fixed that. And then being fat, like, I realized there's so many people who are happy in their body that they live in. They love their body. And I for some reason hated mine. Or I still kind of do. I'm very insecure. Like I'd hate beach and pool because I'd either wear a shirt or I'd be shirtless and I'd feel exposed, vulnerable, and I'd act like I didn't care. Like in front of people, I'd act like I didn't care. But every day I'd go home, I'd look at my nude self in the mirror and I'd say, "You're disgusting." And I repeated that to myself over and over until I believed that. And that belief really just, like, it solidified. And so I went into senior year, I'm disgusting. I'm a failure. I'm a quitter. And I just had so much hate inside my heart. And then I would go to the gym in the morning with my dad. I'd miss a lot because I'd sleep in when he tried to get me up to go. But a crazy thing is, my dad told me, "I'm thinking about taking a break with your mother." And I was like, "Do you plan on leaving her?" And he said no. And I said, "Okay, so alright, then do what you need to do." And then January, I find out he did plan on leaving her. And I also find out he cheated on her. And I felt so betrayed. Like, you lied to me. And then I realized, oh, that's where I got it from. I'm a liar because I learned it from him. I'm a quitter because I learned it from my mom and all of that. And I realize I'm just like an amalgamation of all the things I've experienced growing up and leaning on. And I just felt so gross and disgusted. And then I went to college. For maybe a couple weeks it was good, on top of my homework, making every class, all that. And then it wasn't good. It started small. I started skipping a class here, skipping a class there. And then I got into a relationship, and I asked the girl, I said, I'm not just a rebound for you, am I? Because she had just gotten out of a 2-year relationship. And she said, no, I don't plan on you being a rebound. And so I put pretty much my all into giving her affection, showing her I'm here, that I care. And then I'd be vulnerable. I'd open up. I'd talk to her about how my grandfather had heart issues, and I was really scared I wouldn't be able to see him again and all that. This actually, the room he would stay in when he visited, that was until he couldn't walk up the stairs anymore. But yeah, so I opened up, I was vulnerable, and she didn't say anything. She said, like, aw, that's so sad. And then a week later, she said, she didn't even tell me directly, she texted me, I can't do this anymore. And then, so I asked, what did I do wrong? She said, nothing. I just need somebody who doesn't need me. And I was flabbergasted. I was confused. I was hurt. I was like, what does she mean? And then that just completed the depressive spiral. That was all I needed. So I started, like, when I started dating her, I skipped pretty much every class except for the one I had a group project in, because I didn't want my group to fail. And I'd spend every day in my dorm jerking off. I felt like a loser, and because I felt like a loser, I didn't want to go out, and it just spiraled like I talked about last video. And I couldn't understand. And then after fall semester, I'm driving home. I get home, and I call my dad, since somebody told me to call him. My mom told me to call him, which was weird because my mom didn't want to talk to him at all. She told me to call him when I got home. So I called him. Yeah, here. My grandfather died. And it's not only that, I was close with him. Like, I'd call him, I'd spend time with him. When he was here, I'd spend pretty much every minute with him. When I was over there, I'd, want to be near him. And yeah, and it was the feeling of my fears came true. I was right to feel that way. I was right to be vulnerable that way. I was vindicated, but at what cost? And yeah, I'm way off topic. So anyways, that just canon event, if you will, wrecked my personal self-esteem, my self-worth, how I felt about myself, completely shatters. I gained a bit of confidence, and then it's all gone. And so during Christmas, all the way until, like, even on my birthday, I remember crying in the shower because I just felt so alone, lost. It's hard to talk about without music. Give me a second. Anyways, so I was already, before college, maximum self-hate. Self-hate because I was fat. I mean, I still kind of am. I was insecure. And I was a liar. And I just felt so disgusting. And then, boom, can't invent. And so from December to pretty much February, March, I didn't want to exist at all. I wanted to be just nothing. I felt so lost. And I think March, I was like, I need to change. I looked at myself and I said, what are you, Jonathan? You're a porn addict. A porn addicted freak. You're so lustful. You're super gross. Like, you don't even, like, hygienically gross. Like, I'd brush my teeth once every 3 days. That's bad. Now I brush daily, twice a day, and I floss, so like, I'm trying to defend myself to you. I was gross. Probably smelled shitty because I didn't shower as I should have. My breath stank, most likely, because I didn't brush my teeth. I probably looked like my eye bags were way worse because I'd stay up all night jerking my shit. And yeah, so I told myself I need to change. And I tried quitting porn altogether. And for a couple weeks it was working, and then I relapsed. And so I was like, I need to do something easier. So now I'm working on eating less, because, maybe if I feel more self-confident, I'll feel better about myself. And so I'm eating less, and what I've noticed is, since I'm eating less, I don't feel the urge to just jerk my shit. Like, every now and again I do, and I'll just, one every once in a while, but I'm not as addicted as I used to be. And I think I'm slowly becoming better. So hopefully I'll quit hating myself, because in truth I still do a little bit. I'm very insecure. Let me just end this video by showing y'all what I look like under the shirt. So let me point out all I hate. See, these things, they disgust me. These love handles. I hate handles. My thighs are huge, gross and huge. My back, it's like all messed up from years of slouching. My face fat, and my arms are super not like saggy, just they don't feel as defined as they should be. I think that's all I wanted to tell you guys. The next video should be a little more happy. So, yeah. Bye now. Bye bye.